Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving straight into a really fascinating explainer covering a profoundly intricate cosmological framework. We're going to unpack an indigenous Korean worldview that actually diagnoses a fundamental flaw in the very fabric of existence itself and then, incredibly, offers a radical cure for it. We'll be looking at everything from the idea of an incomplete universe to the really heavy burdens carried by both spirits and humans. It's a wonderfully rich, complex system of thought, and we're going to lay the whole thing out for you today.
So I want you to think about this paradigm-shifting question for a second. Is the universe as we know it already a complete finished product? I mean, normally when we look at nature, the changing of the seasons, the orbit of planets, the sheer vastness of space, we just assume it's this perfect, self-sustaining machine. But what if it isn't? What if, according to the worldview we're exploring today, this massive cosmic system is actually stuck, like a giant puzzle with a missing piece, just waiting for something critical to finally achieve completion?
And that brings us to this incredibly powerful quote: "Without humans, there is no heaven and earth." Under this philosophical framework, the universe is fundamentally stalled out. The heavens and the earth, they've set the stage, right? They manage the weather, the environment, but they absolutely cannot reach their ultimate success alone. They literally require human participation. Humanity isn't just some random byproduct of the universe. We are the essential ingredient needed to actually finish its creation.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for the explainer. First, the incomplete universe. Second, tribulations of spirits and humans. Third, resentment covering the world. And fourth, Haewon Sangsang.
Starting off with Part 1, the incomplete universe, a true cosmic mystery.
So, the entire core of this worldview rests on a concept known as Chungji Wi Mibi Jum, or the incompleteness of heaven and earth. Put simply, this is the philosophy that the natural universe is structurally unfinished. Sure, nature runs its course, the sun rises, the rain falls, but without the human element evolving to match it, the whole system is permanently stuck in this incomplete state. Basically, the universe is waiting for us to step up and co-manage existence.
Now, what's really interesting is how it categorizes the problem, because this cosmic incompleteness compounds across 5 specific areas. First, heaven and earth themselves are incomplete. Second, spiritual beings suffer from their own limitations. Third, humans suffer from physical and moral limitations. Fourth, there's a breakdown in the interlocking system between heaven, earth, and humanity. And fifth, maybe the most dangerous of all, the massive accumulation of human resentment. These 5 categories feed into each other, creating a literal cosmic crisis.
Which brings us to Part 2, tribulations of spirits and humans, the universal disease. There's actually a specific term for this kind of suffering, tribulation, or geobek. Because the universe is incomplete, it causes profound existential limitations across both the unseen and seen worlds. This phenomenon is known as Shinmyeonggyewa Inganwi Geobek, meaning the tribulations of the spirit world and humans. And the key takeaway here is that nobody gets a free pass. Both the divine realm of spirits and the physical world of humans are trapped in this relentless state. It is, for all intents and purposes, a universal disease.
And we see a really stark contrast between these two realms. On one hand, spirits in the divine realm lack physical bodies, which actually gives them spiritual limitations. They possess the absolute perfect theory of how the universe should work, but they have zero practical physical experience. On the flip side, humans in the physical realm have flesh and blood. We endure harsh physical elements, environmental suffering, and profound ignorance, completely disconnected from the grand cosmic theory that the spirits understand so well.
To make this abstract concept a bit more concrete, I love this analogy from the source material. Spirits trying to guide human physical affairs is a lot like unmarried priests giving marriage advice. I mean, they might know the theology of marriage flawlessly, but they completely lack the messy day-to-day experience of, paying bills and raising kids. Because spirits don't feel the biting cold or actual physical hunger, their perfectly theoretical guidance often completely misses the mark when applied to the harsh reality of human life.
Moving to Part 3, resentment covering the world, the cosmic poison.
So this framework identifies a highly destructive force born directly from that friction, known as resentment, or wanhan. Humans obviously have natural desires for clothing, food, and physical satisfaction. When we suffer through those physical tribulations we just talked about, and these base desires go completely unmet, that frustration doesn't just evaporate. Actually, it festers. It manifests as a literal killing energy. This resentment acts as the ultimate cosmic poison, rippling outward and infecting the entire universe.
And let's be clear, this resentment didn't just happen overnight. It builds. It traces all the way back to antiquity with a figure named Danju, the son of the legendary Emperor Yao, who harbored a massive original grievance over his unrealized political ambitions. From there, through subsequent generations, these unfulfilled desires didn't fade, they multiplied and reincarnated. Across history, this killing energy accumulated globally. Fast forward to the present day, and the sheer volume of human resentment is so incredibly thick and powerful that it literally paralyzes the divine realm. The spirits are completely overwhelmed by the toxicity of human anger.
Let's look at how this paralysis actually plays out in a tragic cycle. Because humans and the cosmos are so deeply interlocked, human morality directly impacts nature. Step 1. Humans become greedy, selfish, and resentful. Step 2. Heaven and earth, reacting to all this toxicity, withhold their natural gifts. They hold back the rain, the dew, the fertile soil. Step 3. Nature becomes incredibly harsh, causing massive environmental disasters. This multiplies human suffering, which, you guessed it, creates even more resentment, trapping the entire universe in a terrifying death spiral.
Finally, Part 4. Haowen Sung Seng saves all. The ultimate remedy. The prescribed remedy to dissolve all of this accumulated killing energy and restore balance is a foundational principle called Haowen Sung Seng. This roughly translates to resolving grievances for mutual beneficence. So instead of returning anger for anger, this principle dictates that one must actively resolve the deep-seated resentments of others and work towards a mutual, life-giving harmony. This isn't just a nice idea. It is presented as the only viable cure for the universe's incompleteness.
So, the absolutely crucial point is right here, the concept of human dignity, or injan. In this philosophy, you and I are not just insignificant specks of dust floating in a cold, uncaring void. It is the exact opposite. Humans are the vital missing piece. We are meant to elevate ourselves through moral and spiritual cultivation to stand on the exact same level as heaven and earth. Humans are the essential architects required to finally finalize the cosmos and usher in a completed, harmonious universe.
But as you can imagine, with that immense power comes immense responsibility, presenting an ultimate duality. According to the text, the human body can be one of two things. It can be a weapon, an instrument of insatiable, destructive desire that just generates more resentment and literally tears the universe apart. Or it can be a tool, a refined instrument, designed for the way, used to actively resolve grievances, practice Haowen Sung Seng, and achieve mutual life for all of existence. The choice rests entirely in our hands.
Which leaves us with one deeply profound question to ponder today. When you look at your own actions, is your body functioning as a weapon of desire, just generating more resentment? Or are you refining it into a tool for the way, helping to finally complete the universe? It's a massive, fascinating concept to chew on. Thank you so much for exploring this incredible framework with me today, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.